Alright, so I'm going to show you all a little bit about what I'm working with. This is just the start of the one for Kara Rogers. This one is Shelly Campbell. This is all the evidence that shows that I was trying to help. There's quite a bit of it. Alright, this isn't all of it, there's more. Here's Danica Garner. That shows that I was trying to help. These people played victim. Now this is just out of one file that I've organized tonight. This one right here. Natalie's voice. There's a bunch more. I separated that one into Kara Rogers, Rochelle Campbell, Natalie from Virginia. This is a pretty big one, actually. This is all of our screenshots from our messages when I was in Virginia. And just prior to Virginia. This is from when she saved me and all of that. Her car accident, her leg, our trip. She was really fucking sweet, that's no joke. Sorry, I can't really hold it and scroll at the same time. I'll try it this way, because I'm going to scroll back up. Let's see, here's Miss Jerry. These all came out of just this file right here. This file right here, all of these I just separated. I'm separating them into each individual person. That way it's a lot less complicated. I also have, sorry I didn't scroll up on that right. This one, I didn't put a lot of threats in here, but this is some stuff. So far, there's only 5 of them in there. There's a couple other files that are almost entirely just full of threats against my life, against my family's lives. They're from everyone from Ted Bollinger to Tim Beeson to, or not Tim Beeson, yes, Tim Beeson actually. Dalton Crawford, people like that. Let's see, there's some from Rose. Here's Candace Bondurant and about the threats by the police and me threatening to go after Officer Michael Beard for his bullshit. And then here's Brenda Dickinson. I'm not even going through all of this. This has got a couple of child molesters on it too, as well as some screenshots of the protection order from Miss Natalie, and here's more stuff I gotta go through. I gotta see who those are from and put their names in there. All of these files came from that. I'm just trying to organize them, with the exception of our story, which is the story of all of these. These are just the proof that I'm telling the truth. Here's Sean's statement up at the top. Let's see. And those were in, this file right here was in this file, which is, see Natalie's voice right there. Napbug, that's mostly pictures and screenshots. Chariot is, I'm into ancient building and stuff. Voices, this is my friend Anna. She died last year. Beginning of this year, actually. Nope, that's not it. This is a picture that I took while we were in Norfolk, Virginia. That was at the pier. That was Natalie's idea, I believe. Might have been Alicia's. But I think it's actually, it might be ScanDisk 1 evidence that I got this out of. Let me see. Yes, Natalie's voice right here. Natalie Virginia, More Evidence, Catherine, Hate Group, My Grandma's Funeral, Caitlin, Arapahoe County, Special Victims, Natalie's Voice. There's 2 Natalie's Voices on here for a reason. One of them was an old file, and it has completely different stuff in it. Then there's my new phone. Odds is some of its threats and things like that. Phone calls. This is phone calls that I saved. Here's posts. These are from Rose. Let's see. We'll drag that over so that we can scroll down. Most of these have just as much, if not more. Here's screenshots. A lot of those are just fucking wingnuts. Oh, the Book of Kara Johnson. I'm pulling that out. We'll organize this one next. And Tim Beeson. We'll organize that as well. And Voices. This is a lot of victims. I know that these files are at least as big as the other ones. The Book of Kara Johnson, that's all Kara Johnson and her head playing, and we got to get to Shannon Alvarado's stuff here too soon. Let's see. And then there's ScanDisk 2. We'll see what's in there. A lot of the same thing. Different screenshots. Sean's Voice is a pretty big file. A bunch of images, screenshots, picture of Officer Paddock and Officer Ramos. Screenshot of a playlist from Natalie. Let's see. ScanDisk 3. We'll see what's in here. Contacts, Maddie Boa, March. Here's a different Natalie's Voice. Nat CD, Natalie Group, Odds, Pearl Street Stories, phone calls, police. A lot of the same stuff, but because it was on 2 separate computers, they're obviously going to have different stuff. Witcher and Witcher 2. Oh, Witcher 2. That's the one that I should have sent to the officers. I sent Witcher to them, but that didn't have the part where it talks about Andrew being a child molester. That's in Witcher 2, so we'll pull that one aside. Videos 3 has a lot of the... people thought that if they tried to destroy the videos on YouTube that I wouldn't have access to them anymore. Well, that's complete horse shit. There's videos on here that are tagged with people's names, so a lot of those things that people didn't want on YouTube, it doesn't matter that they didn't want it on YouTube because I saved copies of it. See, as soon as I started learning how to do that stuff, that's when people really got fucked. I wish I'd have been able to do these things before Natalie was killed. If I'd have known how to do these things before Natalie was killed, I could have shown Natalie what was going on and said, hey, could you please kindly call off the dogs? I started off being nice to her in 2017, and for most of the year I was nice about it. Around June or July is when I really started being a prick. I was sick of not being able to see my loved ones. I was sick of being assaulted or threatened when I went to Boulder. And I was really pissed off at a lot of people who said that they'd show up and just didn't. And then they wouldn't get back to me for 3 days. People like Ryan James and Pierre Byron and Maverick Constantine and... See, that's the thing. A lot of these people, they don't want this stuff out here. Like the part about Ryan James, I got screenshots from him too. I think they're on the other computer, the one that was stolen, but I can retake those screenshots. Just, he might be embarrassed by it because he pretended to be gay while he was in Boulder, and in the text messages he talks about getting busted by his roommate whacking off to gay porn. But then at the end of it he's like, well, I'm not gay, I like vagina, and so on and so forth. So there's that. The one pulse jets right here. I'm really into pulse jets. I like building things. I like technology that helps to make the world a better place. But like I said, this is just a lot of stuff that I got to go through, and I gotta also finish my story, and I gotta go through. Let's see, list of witnesses, mostly from the internet. Also, some of the assholes that deserve an ass whooping. I'm not going to give it to them. There's a list of witnesses. There's a list of witnesses. Here's some stuff from the Arapahoe County Jail. I just got it organized according to date. There's a lot of stuff that I didn't get to put in here because of their kiosks. They stopped doing kiosks, or stopped doing paper stuff before I got there, but because their kiosks kept going down, and also because they replaced them while I was there, I got lucky because I got to keep some copies. Library, law library, for investigators about jurisdiction. It's also got replies on here that are basically a bunch of horseshit replies that, well, if this stuff ended up on your paperwork and police reacted to you in that way, you'd be pretty fucking pissed off. However, these are not police reports. They would not allow the police access to these. They said that it was just for the jail, and they also refused to speak to any of the witnesses in the jail about what the officers were doing to me. I do have that officer's card in this box somewhere. I've also got all of this evidence to go through. There's a shit ton of it. Community Reentry Center. This is a lot of stuff, mostly from the various jails. Let's see. Some stuff about a list of lawyers that I called. Oh, here's a couple of good ones. Yes! I need to take those out. These are written statements by myself and by other inmates that the police refused to take, including Zakia Benada, who was one of my cellies, as well as